Cameras rolling, the Statement Podcast. Thank you for everyone who keeps watching every week. We appreciate you. Without you, we're nothing. Loggers, what's going on, man?
Boy, hailing from Northwest London. This guy is doing some major things worldwide right now. I couldn't even get my words out. Ladies and gentlemen, Supa Nytro!
How many supers we had on there? We've had Celebrity Super.
Yep. Super D.
No, we haven't had Super D.
You have Super D?
No, he's declined the offer, so we ain't had Super D.
Okay.
So Supa Nytro. Okay, so the second Super.
Okay.
So the second Super we got. What's going on, Supa Nytro?
Man, good evening, God bless. I'm here, man. There's only one Super, man. So
There's only one Super.
We're not even going to go there. We're not even going to go there. Not even going to do that. That's not even going to come on the trailer either. We're not going to go there.
I'm seeing troubles ahead.
That must be a big banter.
not really.
No.
We're all cool.
Yeah? That's what we like to hear.
That's what we like to hear.
All love, man.
I don't know where to start with you because
Wherever you fit, well,
I'm just thinking the last time we was in contact was about 2015. The times I've kind of stepped away from hosting and that. I've booked you many times. You've played at my birthday, showed it. But then after that, I don't think we're crossing paths. No. But all I see is Supa Nytro. You either someone's resharing something of you with your name on it, and you're dancing up with somebody. You're running rhythms. You're chatting over lyrics. What's going on, man? What am I missing?
You're forgetting the fact that he's flinging someone's daughter up in the air and catching her and all that kind of stuff.
All of that. What is going on?
I'm working, man.
What do you mean you're working? How did this happen?
What do you want me to do?
I thought you was a humble DJ.
The same old I was in 2014, man.
2014, you was in the gym a lot, doing pumping.
Still there in the gym.
Yeah.
Still there in the
Still
gym.
Branded tops going on.
There. Nothing's changed.
Right, let's talk. Where you from? Where you from, Nytro?
But you know, I actually know Supa Nytro through you.
Okay.
I didn't actually know Supa Nytro years ago until I met him through you.
Right.
Man.
Yeah.
Northwest London. Whereabouts?
Well, I grew up in Harrow and then chopped my bones in NW. So, Harlesden, Stonebridge, Bridge Park.
Okay.
So, think of the Yardman sounds.
Yeah.
That's where the swords was sharpened.
So who? Okay. So
Did you come up through a sound?
No.
No. Okay.
who's your influences?
From globally or just locally?
Locally.
Oh, I don't really have any.
Because you wasn't out partying outside like that.
Not even that. It wasn't like I respect everybody that did what they did, but my influence probably would only be Mataran.
Okay.
That would be somebody that I looked towards. That I said, if I was going to be similar to someone.
What phase of Mataran? The Mataran early when he was chatting his lyrics over the Brockout rhythm, the medley, them time there?
Mataran that would talk to the gal then.
Okay.
Yeah, bit filthy Mataran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That resonated.
I feel we can relate to that one. Because you cuss me all the time about my behaviour on the fire phone.
All the time.
And I just make it worse so that you have more to talk about.
So you're saying that your influences was the city?
Yeah, that's correct. So I was coming into... So I was in the dancehall scene, and that was a very competitive scene, but it was stagnant. For me, it was stagnant. So I wanted to know what else was out there. At the time, I was like 19. So I was going uni, and then I learned about the city scene, the mustard bars, the agendas, and then upon learning about that scene, I encountered...
more venues.
Henry's.
Henry's, yeah.
What am I thinking?
No mention
Agenda.
Yeah.
I can't even remember now.
Picture and Piano.
Departure Lounge.
Yeah.
There's a good few. Like I can't remember them. That's like it's a decade ago, bro.
Was we at Soraya?
Soraya. King's Cross. Yeah, we did that.
Okay.
So I mean, if you mention them, I'll probably remember.
Yeah, them. Remember it.
Yeah, Ortega and there was a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So I came down to that side and I realized that it was a whole different world. It was you lot's world down there. So it was you, Super D, Invasion, Voice and Vibes. That's where I met Slick. Slick was with you guys. There was Cold as Ice. Didn't know you man existed. So I walked into this world like, what are we? And it was all pants and shoes, and you lot know me, I don't like wearing pants and shoes. So I always tried to cut the corner, coming in the wallabies and the straight black tracksuits. But I hated pants and shoes. So met you man, and I saw man them working, and I was like, well, how do I fit into this? Because I'm coming from, girl, let me know your pum pum this and your pum pum that. And down here, it's more who's celebrating their birthday.
Yeah.
Speak clean English down here. So I was trying to I was finding my way forward, you know. So I didn't want to leave the dancehall scene. It wasn't like I was leaving. I wanted to explore what else was out there. And then upon realizing Departure Lounge existed and realizing that there was a whole different market down here, changed my game plan. So that's where the t-shirts came in, the clothing came in, the branding came in.
Yeah, okay.
So I think between 06 and 07 was when I explored that scene. And then I quit my job. I was running a franchise pizza in East Finchley, and I quit that job for a year, and I bought a 7-stack CD burner. And I think between that year, 2007 and 2008/9, I burned about 20,000 CDs.
Wow.
And I wrote on all of them. And that's how I met you, man. So I passed out CDs outside the rave in the cold. And that was before we were putting CDs inside.
So what year was that?
This is 07, 08.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just spoke with Hot Stepper not too long ago, and he's the champion.
Yeah, he's a CD king.
Right,
Yeah, he's a
so
CD
just,
king.
just to clarify.
Yeah. Can't stand him, man. He's a CD king.
Moonlight as well. Moonlight puts in a big shift when
Oh
it
yeah,
comes
I
to
didn't really
CDs.
see Cold as I CDs.
Yeah.
Not that it didn't happen, but
yeah.
maybe it was before or after the time. But I only did that for 1 year.
Okay.
So the burning of CDs, I would say 2 years probably. So 07, I'd say late 06 up to about 08, 09 is when I didn't really have bookings.
Okay.
I wasn't busy like that. So it was about connecting. It was about making a fan base. And then I realized girls like your stuff. So I wanted to give girls CDs and that, which would help to kind of spread my name, because they chat more than Mandem. Mandem is more competition. But girls are like, oh, have you listened to the CD? And it's like, oh, it's Nitro, I know him. He's outside handing out CDs outside the rave. Let me give him a call. Let me see if he wants to do a booking. But it was that kind of draft.
Who was those persons who called you first, or the phone call you remember getting that booking?
Voice and Vibes.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Voice and Vibes. It was Stretch and all.
Yeah.
So that was Pick a Mix.
Yes.
And Joe Complete.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Joe. And then after that, it kind of it kept going up. Yeah. So then I got the calls from you. I got the calls from Cold as Ice. I got the call from, but it was most of the time. I don't think it was a personal thing. I think most of the man didn't know if you were good or not. So even with me now, I want to hear a DJ play before we decide if we're gonna, because we don't really care about your social media.
Right.
So if we think the guests you had before was old school, we're old school. So we want to hear what a man can do before we say, come and play prime time or whatever. And a lot of the times it's just a vicious circle. You don't hear man, and then we come into a scene where man have 3-4 bookings a night. So you might play and cut. So I'm like, I'm playing after you. You'll hear my intro and you're gone. So even though there's a potential for you to book me, it's like it's never gonna happen because you don't hear man. So there's an odd occasion, maybe 2-3 years down the line, that you'll say, oh yeah, he's good still. But it was that was the 07, 08 era. I was in uni at the time, finished uni, sports science degree. So I was never on the streets. Yeah, I was never on the streets.
Yeah.
That's why I never had influences from Northwest.
Okay.
So I went to the parties, I listened to them. I wasn't influenced by them. I thought they were good at what they did, but they weren't really where I wanted to go.
So when you was getting booked now in the city, you was DJing and micing at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. By the time I got to the city, I was MCing and I was hosting and I was DJing.
Yeah.
Because I thought that there was a niche in the market for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and you're a Tony Maron fan as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he was solo.
Yeah.
Fire Links was solo. So I thought that coming from Northwest, there was a lot of solo DJs as well. So there was, Movie Star Johnny, there was Black Valley Soft Touch, there was a lot of men that were talented and could talk.
Right.
But they weren't, like, no shade on nobody. I never saw nobody do it as good as Mataran and Fire Links. They weren't proficient. They were either really good MCs or very good DJs. They weren't both shooting off the... So I wanted to be both.
Okay.
I wanted to be really good as a DJ and really good as an MC, which in essence shot myself in the foot, but it's a different story.
So with the two names that you mentioned both Splackavelli and Movie Star Johnny. They both came from sounds. Why was you never in a sound?
It didn't interest me.
No?
No, never interested me. I thought it was too much work.
Okay.
Carrying boxes, being responsible for other people, other people's reputation, potentially marring your reputation.
Was that your original thought of it, or you just...
I had a mic man, but I was never in a sound. So,
Okay.
I mean, we had...
As a collective, did you guys have a name?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we
what's
did.
the name?
So technically, you're right. I was in a sound. It was High Tech Sounds, because at the time when I came in, I was on laptop.
Okay.
So the man were talking about laptops before.
Yes.
I kind of came in towards the end of CDs, and then went straight to laptop.
Okay.
So it was me and my brethren Links, but he was never really serious, so it wasn't something that lasted. Does that make sense? So from there, I kind of drifted off on my own, but it was because of him why I learned to speak. I never wanted to speak.
Okay, yeah,
I
force,
hate-
force.
I
Yeah, that
hated
was me as
thing.
well. I was a DJ.
Yeah,
And then
I hated that thing.
the host never turned up, and then I was
Bruh.
forced to do it. And then from there, yeah,
Bruh, I
you
hated
take
it.
you take it. That's your role
That
now.
spotlight wasn't for me, man. My belly would turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was nervous.
Yeah.
But then he would always say, what if I'm not here?
Do you remember your first booking?
Yes.
Where was it?
Club LA in Luton.
Club.
Club LA in Luton.
Nervous?
I think I shit about 3 times before I played, bro. Right, my belly was rolling. Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, full house, man.
You remember
Full
the you remember the first tune?
house. Video light. Lexus.
Okay.
Lexus. Okay.
Yeah, video light Lexus.
Nice intro.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't have the proper version, so mine had that. It's that off start, like da.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't have the proper version.
Oh.
I didn't get the proper version until like 2 years ago.
Oh. Right.
Yeah, so you know that
Didn't need it.
Da.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just time it, so it dropped in at the rap.
Yeah.
It's laziness.
So you don't want just used to come in, but just walk up in that video.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah.
No intro,
Wow,
boy.
I've never even heard that version. That's what I mean.
I'm telling you. Yeah. It was a while. It was about 3 years ago. I was
Okay.
like, let me get the proper intro.
Proper mix, yeah.
But what, that dance? You done well?
No.
Your debut?
No,
No.
I did okay. I did
Okay.
okay. I didn't think I
What
did
do you think you would change? What went wrong?
I wouldn't change anything.
When you said you did okay, is that your feelings?
Yes.
Or
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
but the dance was nice.
Yeah.
They seem to enjoy themselves.
Okay, yeah.
But
Because that's us as DJs. A lot of times you'll come out and be like, oh, how did you play? Yeah, I did all right. But then ask anybody in the middle of the rave, they'll be like, what? No, he was wicked and blah blah blah. You know your levels.
no, I did okay. I did okay. I wanted to play better, but there was a few transitions that were off. There was a few songs that I thought I'd put on CDs that weren't on CDs. There was a few drops that were not in the right place, and me and my co-host weren't in sync. So I wasn't lowering the music at the right time. I wasn't. So there was a lot of little petty things.
Okay.
But we had a conversation afterwards, and it was like my first booking, so
Yeah.
it went okay.
Yeah.
You know, but it wasn't the sharpness that I would aspired to be.
So predominantly you was playing bashment then, or you were mix?
Yes, I was cross genre, but it was dancehall first, hip hop, R&B, garage, funky, like the commercial, quite urban.
and you're strong on all sides, all genres.
I'm strongest on dancehall and soca,
Right.
but in the beginning I was strongest on dancehall,
Right.
and then I was good on hip hop, R&B, and I was good on garage and grime and stuff because that was our era at the time. So we were, when that stuff was coming out, we were coming up. So it wasn't hard to stay on touch of that stuff. But yeah, the first and foremost was dancehall and reggae, and then it was hip hop. Like the Rick Ross's, Big Meech, them time.
So you was dancehall before soca.
But I never played soca.
You never played
I, I love it when people say you're a soca DJ. It's intriguing to me
Yeah, because
because he thought I was a soca DJ. So I just smile. I take it.
Yeah.
Because in soca, this is the irony. You're gonna laugh. In soca, I'm known as the dancehall DJ,
Okay.
and in dancehall, I'm known as the soca DJ.
Okay.
Never mind, I had say 10 years of hardcore. You never met me as a soca DJ.
No.
I never played soca. Invasion used to play like 4 soca songs, and then it was back to dancehall.
Yeah.
We never did that. There was maybe 5 Afrobeat songs back in Departure Lounge days.
Yeah.
So we just cross-genred certain things, but dancehall was what I played.
Where's your family from?
My mum is from Montserrat, my dad's from Jamaica.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Similar to me, Antigua. Well, similar to both of us.
Yeah.
Mum's Antiguans, dad's are Jamaicans.
so
It's similar because Montserrat, Antigua, same thing, mate.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Island boy. So I was born in Montserrat and then raised.
Oh, you was born
I was
in
born
Montserrat. Okay.
Born there, then lived in Jamaica for like a year, then I went to Antigua for 2 years,
Yeah.
and then I was in New York, and then I came here. So I came here at
wow.
like 9.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so 8, 9. Yeah,
Oh wow. So yeah, bit cultural then.
if you want to call it that.
Island boy.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
So how did the soca journey start then? Because like we could keep going back and forth, but as I said, from 2015, why am I hearing your name everywhere? What's happened?
I don't know if it's 2015, but
Yeah, that's
is that the time frame?
I'm roughly. That's
I just changed trajectory. Again, it was the same as going into the city. I came across a different scene, and I was curious.
How though? How? What did you see? How did you stumble in this different scene?
Well, I've always got my eyes open, innit? So I'm always looking around, and I think I bumped into Carnival. So I used to work for TFL,
Right.
and I used to do overtime. I never went Carnival.
You never went Carnival?
No, bro, I never played soca. It was never my thing. I thought it was dead.
Okay.
So 3 years.
So at that time, you thought Carnival was only about soca?
Well, I didn't think it was only about soca. It just didn't interest me.
Mind they're dropping off.
Yeah.
It didn't interest me. So I would work, and I would work at Wilson Junction.
Okay.
So the Bakerloo line would be free.
Right.
So the overground and the Bakerloo line. I would see all these people guys at Carnival, but I'm like, oh, that's dead. I'm getting 3 hours that triple pay, so I'm just gonna go work.
Yeah.
And then I think I saw Silver Star going to Carnival. I was like, oh, okay.
Gussie and
Gussie, Randy.
Randy,
Yeah,
yes.
and then I heard Rampage, and at the time I didn't really know who Rampage was. I knew they had a big road thing at Carnival, but I didn't know this. So I was like, all right,
So
cool,
you hadn't heard of Rampage
not really.
as a
really.
sound? Okay.
And then I heard I started to do a bit of research, and I found like Bones and Triple M and Tate and blah blah blah. And then my boy Matches was doing Soca Frenzy,
Right.
so that was my gateway to go and figure out, well, what is this soca thing that, because obviously living in Antigua, you know what soca is, but growing up here, it wasn't something that I participated in.
Okay.
I didn't hate it. I always liked it, but I never played it.
But it's normally in your bones, being from Montserrat and living in Antigua for all that time. That's Soca Islands.
Yeah, I liked soca. It's just not what I played.
And your parents loved it as well?
My dad is a Rasta man, so I kind of grew up on Burning Spear and Lucky Dube or something. So I didn't really grow up on. I didn't grow up on soca.
Okay.
I grew up more on reggae.
Okay.
Bob Marley.
So I think of Burning Flames.
Not Burning Flames.
Yeah. So,
But I know
Spear.
them. I know who they are.
yeah.
So I played like Burning Flames. I was well aware of Worky and
Yeah,
Kicking Shit
come
Outdoor.
on.
No, I know the music.
89.
But where I live,
89.
in terms of where we grew up in music, man, my bones was cut in Dreams. Nobody was playing soca in Dreams, so it was predominantly dancehall.
Right.
So it was just a product of the environment.
Yeah.
If I lived in Hackney, I think I would have picked up soca a lot more.
Yeah.
Because the Caribbean community, the Antiguans, Montserratians, the Dominicans.
West London, please.
I'm Northwest.
Like, you know, like Ladbroke Grove, it's like because of the carnival. Like a lot of the people that do carnival, all these people that do carnival, like affiliated things all year round. You know, like costumes. That's why the soca is very alive there all year round, just because of the things that happen around there. You know what I'm saying? But when one question for all of you lot: when do you feel like soca became popular? Because you know, like we go with dancehall, you got the rare groove side of it.
Do you know what it is? With soca, it's always been popular.
Agree.
But what's happened with
called
soca?
Was it Calypso?
There's
Years
soca.
ago.
Remember,
Soca.
soca and calypso. They used to always in the reggae in the shops. It used to say soca/calypso.
So I'm just saying, where would it have switched? Because I feel like soca's more for our generation, that name, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's where it would have, like built up a certain name. You know what I'm saying? When did that switch happen from it being more of a calypso vibe to
The 80s.
80s? Okay.
Yeah.
80s into the 90s.
Yeah.
Calypso was like Calypso was like the end of like Worky, 89.
89, yeah. Calypso
Well,
was
you had
89.
like-
'Cause I didn't know Soca, I knew Calypso.
Yeah, Calypso was David Rudder.
Calypso was also the
Yeah.
era when it was also what's the language they used to speak again? Patois.
Yeah.
It's French. They speak the more the
Patois,
French
that's
side of
language,
more the French side of the as well was Calypso rather than Soca, because Soca wasn't so much
No, Calypso's Trinidadian. Yeah, it's just through Trinidadian. So
Okay.
Calypso was the music used when the slaves were freed and they had their celebration for 2 or 3 days where they had, I think they called it Juve. So it was when
Okay.
they dressed up and it was 2 days that they didn't have to work or 3 days, and it was their expression of freedom. It was music used to mock the slave owners quite
but
often.
then Calypso those days was very that was Zouk.
Yeah, Zouk is completely different.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Zouk.
Zouk
Sorry.
Casal,
Yes.
Creole is French. That's
Yeah,
the French.
Creole.
That's it.
You know what he's
That's
thinking
what I was
of.
thinking of.
Not
Yeah,
Patois,
Creole.
Creole, yeah.
Creole.
Yeah.
Patois is spoken by like English-speaking Caribbean islands.
Yeah.
Creole is spoken by French-speaking Caribbean
Yes.
islands.
Yeah, that's
and then
it,
you have
yeah.
the Dutch who speak Papiamento and a few other pieces of, but it's all a broken English, broken
Yes.
French, broken Dutch. So that's from our colonial past, but it's a long story.
So you've stumbled across this scene. How?
2013.
2013.
Yeah. So 2013, I stumbled across Soca Frenzy and I went and I sat down in there and I think, actually I didn't go. No, I knew Matches was doing Soca Frenzy, but at the time it was Bar 512 in Dalston.
Dalston, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is like a 300 capacity.
Yeah.
And then they moved to Scala.
Okay.
And then I'd never played in Scala. So I was like, oh, well, let me see if I can go get my foot in this.
Yeah.
So I went, and then he had a upstairs room which was predominantly dancehall. So
Perfect.
fit right in.
Match made in
So
heaven.
went up there, and I was playing up there, and what was it? I never went downstairs.
Not once.
It's bad, bro. I think I played at Frenzy for like a year. He's like, okay, I want you to be resident. And I played upstairs, and I never went downstairs. And then one day I went downstairs, and I thought, let me go see what this is about. Because what it was is I always had other bookings. So I'd either arrive at Scala early, play and leave, or play someplace else and arrive late and play. So I never had time to sit down. So I went downstairs, and it was a different energy.
Yep.
It was I was mind blown. So I went back, and at the time, this was 2013 into 2014, and I went back and I sat down with my brethren Kalai, and I said, Kalai, gotta get into the soca scene. These times, me and Kalai are dancehall selectors. We're the through and through, MCs, gal this, you know, nani that, and rare, nothingness.
Yeah.
So we go into the soca scene, and it's all your jump, your wave, this all niceness.
Yep.
There's no misbehavior. There's no. So I'm like, well, this is a clear path for me because the MCs are okay. Not to diss nobody, but soca MCs do not compare to dancehall MCs.
Yeah.
Hip hop MCs do not compare to dancehall MCs.
Yeah.
So
Different.
me coming from that background in Harlesden, where you could talk about a standing fan for half an hour, you're talking about a girl that live clean but they microwave dirty. You're talking about a girl that don't sweep under the bed. You're talking about a girl that, you understand, face white but the elbow them patchy, and you understand what I'm saying? So coming from that scene to even the city scene, it was relatively easy for me.
Easy for you. Yeah.
It was just getting the cosign from the whoever the promoters were and getting the bookings. So going into the soca scene, I already had a name. So going there was more, I spent 2 years learning. I just sat down, learned, watched how they played, listened. In that scene, I'd probably say someone like Tate was someone that I watched and paid attention to because he reminded me of me. In the dance, he was very interactive. He's very speak to the crowd. It's call and response. It's so I watched him and I listened, and I was like, oh, I don't have these songs. But then we go back to the Burning Flames, and they would play those songs. I'm like, oh, I know these songs, but I ain't heard these songs in years.
Yeah.
So then I had to go back and collect and listen. And
Okay, so
then
you
I had to
done all
learn.
of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 years I did that for.
Okay,
And I had to learn. Then I had to sit down and figure out who's who and get to know who's so QT, Bones, Triple M, Tate, who's relevance in the scene, and who do I like as in terms of their talent, where they play, the events that they do. That, and then I started to unlock some doors.
Yeah.
Because I didn't need to come. I didn't need to prove to anyone that I could play. Because I could already play. I just need to show that I could play soca. That was it. So bit by bit that would happen, and then it became, oh, but Nitro is too filthy for the soca scene. So it was that followed me through my career. Like,
okay.
the city scene was the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me jump in there. Were you saying Nitro's too filthy for the soca scene?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that soca has turned to a certain degree dancehall?
I wouldn't say it's turned dancehall.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah. The zest. You're talking about the zest style of things.
Yes.
And the rawness of the music.
Yeah,
I mean, if you tell a girl you...
remember, soca used to be innuendos.
This is where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, innuendos and being raw is the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just, there's a limit on, which is quite frustrating because it was good listening to the conversation before. It's the limit on the elders that block the youngers on their freedom of expression.
Yes.
So the people that run Carnival are dinosaurs. So when kids are coming in trying to change things or trying to move the genre forward, there's a same with dancehall.
Yeah.
We want parties to finish at 12. We don't want certain dirty music on the radio. But if you move away from the gatekeepers of who is gatekeeping dancehall and soca, these kids who are coming out with music now, the new talent, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, they're fine because no one's blocking them from going forward.
Exactly.
So when you drop something, if people like it, they cotton to it.
Yeah.
But if they don't like it, it doesn't matter what you do. So that the gatekeeping thing is what was really difficult in soca. So that's why it remained the way it was for years. It's a jump up and down music. And then in 2017, 2015, you started to get a bit more,
Raw.
sit down on this. And now Bouillon is gone now.
Well,
Bouillon is gone now.
wouldn't you say that's because a lot of dancehall artists started to jump on the soca, or
They were
would you
doing
say,
that for years.
yeah,
But
they weren't being raw originally?
But they were jumping on these rhythms for years.
Yeah.
So it didn't really make a difference. Busy Signal's been doing it since 07.
Yeah.
They had Bounty and KMC. This is not a new thing.
Yeah.
It's a constant. Machel Montano has songs going as far back as Big Fat Fish.
Yeah.
And all these songs that they
But
had in the
still,
90s.
innuendos.
Correct. But I'm saying that the guys that did it then grew up in the innuendo era.
Yeah.
The youth them coming in now, the '07 artists and the Matters and the Migos, and
Yes.
these guys grew up in the 2000s, in the 90s. So their expression of music, it's like what hip hop was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Break beats and break dancers, and in the 90s was rappers and shooting, and in the 2000s is
Yeah.
your booty hole pink, and
Yeah,
so the new
exactly.
generation
Yeah.
moves everything forward.
Yeah.
So if you put if you gatekeep something and there's another way, remember you don't need somebody for Spotify now.
Yeah.
I know, I did it by myself.
Yeah.
So you don't need, you needed a label and somebody had to say, no, don't make this and we can't put this out and this goes on the album and this is going to get airplay and blah, blah. That doesn't happen anymore. You just drop a song and if it takes off, it takes off. So Lil Yachty and all of these kids, they don't play music on the radio. If it gets played, it gets played, but their streams are what's paying them.
Yeah.
Multimillionaires. And then they have a cult following. So Soca's the same.
So do you make music?
I do, yeah.
Hold on. So before we get to that point, the fact that it got a bit more raw,
I'm here for it.
did it help you in terms of the people stop saying, well, you know what, you're too raw for that?
No, they still say
that.
It's just like that.
And do they book you? Are you on all the big soca lineups?
Most of them.
Yeah?
Yeah, most of
Okay.
them. But I'm also on the big dancehall lineups. I'm also on. So I'm cross between the two.
Right.
Yeah, but I travel more now, so I'm not really here as much.
Right. You mentioned you're traveling in the morning.
Yes, I'm supposed to be traveling in the morning, but they moved my flight to Friday. So
Right. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So on Friday.
Where you going? Where you going?
I'm going to Switzerland, and from Switzerland back to London, and then from London to Holland, and then from Holland to Sweden, and then in Sweden I'll come back on Tuesday.
It's not bad, isn't it?
And it's alright.
It's not bad lifestyle.
I'm not complaining.
Now, you do know that some people who are watching this are going to be very surprised at the way you speak in comparison to the way they see you speak.
How you mean it? Got sense in it. Got sense, and I'm in touch with my Caribbean roots in it. So yeah, it's like being bilingual. It's no difference to speaking English.
True,
or French.
true.
Can't talk patois, we can't talk English. It's not really issue.
That's what I'm used to, though. That style there, that's what I'm used to.
From 07, I went uni, so I had to be in different circles. I managed. I worked in the railway, and I was a manager. So man can't really talk like that in front of a kudos of white people. Like it's not the same. Innit?
Yeah.
Well, nowadays it seems like they are. They're jumping on the tannoy and saying a whole heap of things.
But
That's not real,
that's
You know?
I think that's so that people play the prank inside the.
now some of it's real.
No, some of it's real.
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
members of
some of
stuff
it
like
is
that.
real.
Well, I
Yeah.
see the prank when the guy's actually holding it. That he's talking through it.
I think what happened with that side of things is, do you remember the person who used to announce each station originally got taken on to be that guy who does the adverts for most of the movies? Do you remember that? Years ago. So because of that, I think a lot of people are trying their hand at it to see if it can get
So,
them
you see the
pushed in.
prank? Did you see the prank?
No.
Well, the guy's in he's in the train thing, and he's talking like it's from the thing, but he's just got one of them little speaker things.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's like talking to people that he can actually see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're thinking that it's just the tannoy speaking to him, but it was
Okay,
one particular guy that's got a TikTok that's doing it.
Okay.
I
I haven't seen that one, no.
So what are you not talking about? What do you actually do with the tannoy stuff?
They
make announcements.
Yeah.
But with a Caribbean accent.
Or just to put a little flavour to it, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
definitely. That definitely happens. Definitely
Yeah.
happens.
You've not done that.
I have done in the past. Yeah, but I didn't want to risk it too much, innit?
Risk it for a chocolate biscuit,
I
eh?
don't like biscuits, bro. I don't like it, man. But yeah, no, I've done that. But nah, it was always music for me. I always wanted to do music. I always wanted to be a musician. I wanted to do music full time.
So you left your job now
Yeah.
strictly to do music full time.
Yes.
What
2015.
was the turning point that made you said, all right, cool, I'm leaving, I'm going to do this full time? What happened?
Funnily enough, it was the members of staff that I worked with. So they were all like in their late 40s, early 50s, some of them 60s. And it was, you'd sit in the mess room and they would just complain about everything. They would just complain about how long the breaks are, how early they have to come in, what it was like back in the 80s, how crappy the job is. These times I'm getting 42K to press ding ding on a bell and ride trains.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't see what you're seeing. And I don't want to become as bitter
As
and
you.
cynical as you. So I needed to leave.
Yeah.
I needed to leave. And I had climbed up to a level within the company that I wasn't comfortable where I was, in terms of there wasn't enough of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't always want to be the one little Cocoa Puff
Yeah.
in a sea of Rice Krispies. I wanted to go back to being more around where I'm comfortable. So
But that's a huge jump. Big step. Fair did fair come into it?
fair as in what, money?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not secure
As in-
because obviously you got your job. It's coming end of the month. You know
Yeah.
your bank ping ping. You know what's there.
Yeah.
Stepping into this big wide world now of the music world. You know the
Or
security
did you have
there.
a cushion?
Security's
No, I
there.
saved. So the 2012 to 2015 before I left, I saved because I planned to
Okay.
leave.
Okay.
So it wasn't like I just woke up and left.
Okay.
I had always planned to leave.
This is good for
I
for
just never
viewers
knew
and
when.
those who want to chase their dreams. Yeah.
No, you
Plan,
prepare.
plan,
You're stupid.
plan.
You prepare.
Yeah, prepare.
Yeah, prepared. So I prepared, and I think I saved about 17K. Not a major amount of money,
That's
but then
good.
I gave
That's good.
myself a time frame, and then I gave myself like bullet points. So if you get near to 2K, go get a job. And then it was the society had taught us that having a good job and working until you're 65 or 70 is the way to go. And I've always questioned that. I question everything. So why am I giving my best years to a company and then nothing for myself? And then when I'm done, company can say, oh, we pissed away your pension, or we're going bankrupt, or we're going to fire you tomorrow. I never liked that. So I thought, well, how can I do this on my own without leaning on someone? And then I thought, well, okay, have a backup plan. So I was in the gym. So I went and got my personal trainer degree. I was already a sports scientist, so it was quite. And then I started to develop clients, and then I did other stuff. Like I sold gym stuff, and I built a website, and I did online PT. Before it became a thing, I was doing online PT, diet shit, and all that stuff. So I was doing other stuff, but it was all stuff in my time.
Yeah.
Because what I sat down and really realized is that I need my time. I can't give my 9 hours. I can't give the railway 9 hours because then when I come home, I can't mix. I'm tired. Got got mortgage, got house. So everything else takes my time except me. And I'm coming home with what, 2 to 3K. Could I make more on my own? That's the question I would ask myself. Could I make more on my own? And so then I could. If you are able to invest the money into yourself and the time into yourself, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. I'm way too driven to fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way too driven to fail. So it's a matter
Sorry,
of
man.
like trying to, and then changing how you look at life. So I changed how I look at life, which is probably why you see me more, because in 2015 that you're seeing me is when I quit. So I had time to do everything and go everywhere. And I understood virality, and I understood what people want to see. Remember, we were doing this pasta videos. What I'm doing is not new. It's old stuff, but it's new to this generation. And it's new to TikTok is new, and Instagram Reels is new. So it's not new stuff. So I changed my perception, and I sort of flipped the script, because initially, as I said, having a good job was key. But then I thought, but wait, having a job is the bare minimum. Like, I can get a job. I'm qualified, I'm intelligent, like it's not hard to get a job. So is it that having a job is the key, or is it that working for yourself is the key? So well, whoever has the company works for themselves, and then they hire other people to do stuff on. So then I want to be like them, you know. So now that I've kind of understood my concept of, then I would apply for jobs and see if I can get them, and then I'll get them and not go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just every couple of years, every year or so, I would apply for a couple of jobs just to see, do
If
I
it's
still
still
have,
got it.
yeah, am I still in the market? And then I'd leave. I'd never go. I'd go to the interviews, go through the interviews, get the call up, but just never turn up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then every year I'd learn a new skill. Every year I teach myself a new skill. I'm learning French at the moment.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't like to boast. I'm just a different person.
So you teach yourself something every year. Give
100%.
me some examples.
So I'm a fire marshal.
Right.
I am a level 3 personal trainer, level 4 actually. So I can train people who have medical conditions that exercise is a route for them. So like diabetics, arthritis, simple lower mechanical back issues. I can train people who the doctor says go and exercise, and this will help your circulation or whatever. So that took me 2 years, because I had to do the personal training 1 year, level 3 the other year, and then level 4 the final year.
Nice.
I also learned to drive trucks, HGV trucks. I learned to do forklifts. I did the forklift license. First aid. I did my first aid course. I'll just pick a course.
And just go
Yeah, I'll
for
pick
it.
a course. At the moment, I'm learning French, and I know that's going to take me like 3 years. So, but I'm doing it really slowly. So it's something that,
Yeah.
So I'm learning French, but I'm learning French because of the circumstances.
Any other languages you speak?
No,
Okay.
just English and patois, and now little French.
Okay.
Little Spanish,
okay.
but more French, because I have a larger fan base and database in the French islands, and
Can we get to the making music part? Are we at that
You
stage?
can get to wherever you want to get to.
Yeah, because as I said, I've seen Nitro, various little clips on TikTok, YouTube reels, shorts, and things like that.
I go on in.
And you're making music
I go on in.
and dancing up with people and daggering, and it's gone viral. And yeah,
So basically, how did you fall into making the music side of things?
Facts official.
okay,
Yeah, Facts official.
that's someone we need on there actually.
Yeah.
Fats, you soon get the car up.
I sent him the message. 2019.
You'll see this and get the message.
2019, I was doing a freestyle. I've always freestyled. You might know I've always messed around with the mic, and so I've always like played around with dropping bars and stuff. And it got more and more progressive as time gone on. So I had pieces of freestyle that I put together, and there was a guy from America, Chukulu. Chukulu had come over to London, and he's the one that did you can't then girl just sit down, just bong spun it. And I was like, okay. And Fats heard that. He's like, who's this guy? And what happened is they'd ripped the audio from a SoundCloud, and that had went viral. Somebody had danced to it on TikTok or Instagram, really got viral.
Yeah.
Then there was another youth called Sea Life, and he did like, you want speed?
Yeah.
G3, 1, 2,
Yeah.
3,
Yeah.
I sit down on it, girl.
Yeah.
So that had lifted from a SoundCloud and had gone viral. So these two guys had traveled based on these freestyles that they didn't even intend for them to be hits.
Yeah.
They didn't intend for that. They just, somebody heard it and was like, I like this audio, took it, lifted it, did their thing, and it blew up. So I was like, okay, cool, that's nice. I do that all the time. So me and Fats were talking, and he goes to me, Chukulu would come over, it was 2019 I think, and he was in Northwest, and he's like, I was playing there, and I was telling him about it. He's like, yo, go studio. And I was like, for what? I don't have a song. I don't have. He's like, bro, you do what they're doing is something you do all the time. Like you do it organically.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but yeah, if they want to hear it, they'll come to the party. It's like, no, go studio. I'm like, no. Fats is like, if you don't go studio, bro, I'm gonna kick you down. Literally the conversation. So I was like, well, what do I go to the studio with? He goes, bro, just put your freestyles together. So I picked a beat and I went studio and I did Ride It. I did that.
How's it go?
Yeah, me have a 9-inch cocky girl, and me want you to ride it. Me want you to sit down upon it. And so it was like a raw.
The thing is, you've got that as two different titles.
Yeah.
You've got it as Ride It, and you've
And
also
9-inch.
got it as 9-inch.
Yeah. So it was two.
Because when you said Ride It at first, I'm thinking to myself, huh?
yeah,
And then when you said 9-inch cocky, then I'm like, okay,
that's the same song.
I've got it. My one's labeled 9-inch.
9-inch.
Yeah.
So I put that out, and that was at the time that I did that. It was just a freestyle. So I was just freestyling it in clubs, just all the time. Like I went back to the funky era. The man had bars. It was the same bars you heard.
Yeah.
Every rave, same bars.
Yeah.
We never got tired of them. So I thought, if I sing this song enough, it'll catch on. Because I knew that it happened in the past. And then I thought, if I pick a rhythm, it can't be a rhythm that everyone else is using. So it has to be a rhythm that no one else is on, but there's a song that's on its way up.
Okay.
So Jugglers was the producer for that Gage song. The Gage song is Good Pussy Gal to Get Things.
Yeah.
So I was like, no one's on that rhythm. Let me take that rhythm and sort of follow the path.
What's the
of Gage.
legalities of all of that? You allowed
It's a
to do
freestyle.
It's a freestyle, so
Yeah,
there's no...
I'm not monetizing it. I'm not making money from it. So I put that out, and that sort of went where it went, and then that gave me the bug. So I'm going, well, I can't monetize that. This is exactly the question I asked
Yeah.
myself. So
Yeah.
I go, what do I do? So at the time I was working with Marley, and Marley brought me a kind of a
Marley.
deconstructed beat. Marley, artist from North London.
Okay.
Yeah, so he brought me a deconstructed beat. It's like, this is all right.
Say Marley or Marnie?
Marley.
Okay.
Yeah, Marley. And I was like, this beat's all right, but I think we could do better. So I called Vibes. Vibes came into my yard, and we rehashed the beat, changed the BPM, took out a bunch of filler, and I did Bacchus.
Yeah.
And Bacchus was born. So we did that rhythm, and while he was making the changes that I was telling him to make, I was writing lyrics in the background. There's a whole video of me doing that.
Yeah.
So we put Bacchus together, and then we put that out, and it took me 9 months with that song. I played that song everywhere for 9 months on my own. So 9 months in, people were messaging me, we love this song. Can you send me this song? But I played that song everywhere. I would play the rhythm and just freestyle over the rhythm.
Yeah.
Who's celebrating their birthday? Who's in there with their husband? If you're cheated by your husband, no one's gonna just made it a hype thing. So after 9 months, the rhythm was born. So I'd put the song out. The song was doing well, and then me and Vibes went back in the studio and was like, well, let's get some people on the rhythm. So we'd never done a rhythm before, novices.
Yeah.
So I hit up like 6-7 people, put them on the rhythm. De jour was one that went off. Voicemail was one, just using the contacts that I made through music. And then we did another rhythm, Coconut,
That was a rhythm that you sent me. You
Yeah.
sent me those two rhythms.
and then I did Coconut, and then we did Belly Dancer, and then in between that, I thought preparation is the key to success. So I don't drink, I don't smoke, so I might as well, anytime I have a concept, write it down. So I'd write down the concepts. Then I'd make songs. Then in my notes, I can show you my notes. There's like bare songs in my notes. Then I'd record the songs. Then I'd bring them to fruition. So I'd bring them to a point where they're almost complete. So if I want to, I could put them out tomorrow. Mixed, mastered, artwork is done, and then I put them in the folder.
When you say songs, what are they, just little ad libs?
No, they're songs.
Full songs.
They're full songs.
Full
Two verses, chorus, intro.
Okay.
To fruition. I've got like 30 songs just sitting down. Haven't been in studio for like a year and a half, 2 years. I'll only go to the studio if there's something for me to do. I don't go there, sit down, drink rum, and then go, I've got an idea, go in the booth. No, I go there with a complete song. So I don't like to waste time. So like studio's expensive, it's not cheap.
So the 30 songs, are they completed?
They're complete.
So how many have you released?
3 this year. I'll release another 3 next year. Or maybe 4.
So I got a question, because this confuses me. How is it that you've got songs and the one time that I said, like basically, I can't remember what the what's it called? One of the service, music service. I'm on there, blah 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 blah. Supa Nytro, whatever the song was, I can't remember what it was. And I messaged you. I'm like, yo, bruv, I'm feeling this song, you know. He was like, rah, where you get that song from? Share it, please. I'm like, what?
His own song.
His own song. So I actually thought you was joking. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Do you know what I mean? How is it I got the song and you don't know the song?
No, I got the song. I just didn't know which song you were talking about.
Oh, okay. All right.
Send me the song that you've got.
Because I was there thinking it's like one of those ones where you was in Grenada, did the song for whichever the producer was, and the producer, because you know they got their rhythms, blah blah blah. They just fling them out when they're ready, kind of thing. I thought it was one of those kind of situations. Okay.
Everything goes about through me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everything is your production.
If it's not mine, I buy it. If it's not made by me, I clear it with a producer.
Okay.
And I'll find out if it's a single or a rhythm. If it's a single, then it's mine.
Okay.
So you managed?
No.
So are you learning the music game as it goes?
I'm doing that as I'm proceeding.
Yeah.
I'm learning how to put stuff on iTunes. I'm learning how to put stuff on TikTok. I'm learning how to put stuff on Spotify. All of that. It's a process as I'm making music.
Do you want to be managed?
Nah.
Why?
I like to be free. I don't want nobody telling me what to do. If you're managing me, you have to be able to put me in places that I can't already put myself.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm open to management, but I'm already.
Because I was about to say,
Wouldn't
it make your life easier if somebody's doing for you rather than?
I have a PA.
Okay.
Yeah, my PA answers my emails. She checks my flights. She'll double tap and tell me what my bookings are. I don't need somebody to take 20% of what I'm doing to tell me where I'm going. If you're putting me in places where you can give me a certain fee and I've not been in those places before, then by all means, you can take 50%. I don't mind. Because I'm making money anyway. But if you're not able to bring something to the table, you have nothing to offer me. Because if I had a manager, then I would expect my manager to say, okay, cool, let's try and get you a deal, or let's try and get you signed, or let's put you on +44, let's get you some Amazon interviews or whatever. But nobody really comes to me for that. Most of the time, when people come to me to manage me, it's already, you're doing so well, I think I could add something to you. But they're not professionals, they're not A&Rs, so there's nothing really there for me personally to take on. But I like freedom. I don't want no one telling me when to release my music. I don't want no one, hey, you got to drop something in April. Why? If I don't feel like it, I don't want to do it, then I won't do it. You know what I mean?
But why would you say you've only released 3 this year and next year I'm only going to release 3 and you got 30 sitting there? I'm just trying to work out your kind of...
It makes sense because music outdates itself.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
That's what I'm talking about, what you're saying.
The other 20, because the other 20 might be outdated now.
Impossible.
Come 2025.
Impossible.
Why?
Are we not sampling songs from 2000? And are we not sampling songs from the 90s? Are we not sampling songs from the 60s? Are we?
But the style.
The concept and the music that I make is it's refreshable music. So, Gyal got always wine. I make predominantly female-based music. I don't make bad man songs. I don't really do dancing songs and gyal songs. I make, and they always work. RDX, same concept. You still play Jump now. You still play Brado now. We still play Tip on Your Toe now. These are 2008 songs. You still play Dirty Wine now. It's 2004, 5. The certain songs of certain eras don't die. So I don't really worry about music being. And if it is outdated, bro, I'll just change the beat because it's still mine. So I'll go back and go, ooh, I don't like that. This is sounding a bit. So I'll update it. I'll change the lyrics.
So have you chosen your 3 songs already?
Yeah.
You've already got it in your head?
They've already launched. They're already on my distribution platforms, ready to go. little mini
Ones
videos
for
are done.
ones for
Yeah,
next
for next
year.
year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once you learn to do something, you're a prisoner of your. I say I'm a prisoner of my own schedule. So if I know better, I do better. If I know that I should put my songs out and prepare them, I don't want to be rushing to do things next year. So when these songs are set, I've picked the songs I'm going with. I've picked what times they're dropping. Now I need to pick a video. If I leave it too late, I need to pick the song. Then I need to organize the video. Then I need to get girls, and then I need to pick a space. And then now I just need to pick a space and get girls, or get people, or get my videographer to pick a location. And so it saves me a lot of hassle. It's just organization.
You got this worked out, mate.
What's your process of picking the songs that you want to release?
Seasons.
Go.
Different seasons invoke different feelings.
Okay.
So for me, summer is everybody wants to be outside. It's workout time. You want to get out and bad. You want to be stay. So I'll drop something March, springtime, giving it a run up for summer. Then I will drop something potentially January, giving it a run up for spring. So it's cold, fashion, people are feeling like, just come off a hard year, money low. So the concept of the music would be around that. We just want to free up yourself and enjoy yourself and have a little party. Summertime, I would probably drop 2 songs. Don't really drop stuff in winter. If I do, it's for next year.
Okay.
It's like carnival songs will drop November to kick off the following year. So I just follow what's been done. I don't create nothing. I just think people don't pay attention to themes and organization.
Have you put yourself in a position where you have, say for example, like you're talking now, the 3 songs that you release next year, and you've now gone home and be like, that's releasing next year too? Yeah?
Yeah, I have throwaway songs. So I have 2 or 3 songs that will have videos, and I have throwaway songs. I can release as many throwaway songs as I like. If they take off, they take off. If they don't. But those are not songs I market. They're just songs I drop. If people like them, they run with them. If they don't like them, they do what they do. But there are songs that I think will do well. So I will invest in those songs. I will do videos. I will do, if I'm doing paid promo, I'll do clips. I'll do snippets. I'll run with this song. I don't promote 10 songs, and I don't. We're all DJs here. You're more an MC than a DJ, but you're also a DJ. If I send you 20 songs in a year, how many of them will you play? 2 of your favorite, if that. You probably will stop reading my emails.
About 3 out of
I'm a DJ. You can't send me 15 songs in a year. I'm not playing them. Which ones are you
Not by
running
one
with?
artist anyway.
But I'm talking about one artist.
Yeah.
Which ones are you running with? Which is your single for the next 6 months or the next year? Or if you're going to drop these songs, send me the pack and I'll pick
album.
what I like.
Yeah.
And I'll run, because you won't necessarily like what I like, and you won't necessarily like what he likes. So I might pick track 7, you might pick track 13, he might pick track 1. So that at least the DJ can then pick and choose what goes with their style. You might be more of a badman DJ, so you'll pick a certain song that you think, this works. I'm more of a dancing guy, so I might pick this song that's a dancing vibe, and this DJ might be a gal selector, so there's a gal song. So to me, there's no point as an artist dropping just songs and songs and songs and songs unless they're on rhythms. And that's different. They're like throwaway songs. If they go well, they go well. If they don't, they don't. But if you're dropping singles, 2, 3 a month, bro, how many things can I play?
Have you been approached by Caribbean producers to jump on their beats yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you done them?
I've done a few. Yeah, I've done a few. But I don't like to wait for people to tell me when they're dropping their rhythm, so I tend not to do too many of those.
Can you name drop?
Yeah. I've done Super Hype. I've done Jordan, Chimney Records. I've done Boogie Ranks. Well, Boogie Ranks is based in America, but he's from, I think he's Belizean, so he's got quite a few rhythms out.
And are these soca or dancehall?
Most people come to me for a fusion, so it's like a cross between the 2.
Yeah.
So Super Hype was dancehall, Jordan was dancehall, Boogie was a fusion. It's like an up tempo sort of like breakout type of song. But yeah, I've got a couple, but. Again, it's not my forte. It's not something I want to.
It sounds like you're in your own lane.
Yeah,
you like to dictate.
100% pause, but yes,
pause. Controversial moments.
Controversial.
Because we're talking about dictate.
We're safe.
Controversial moments.
We're safe.
It's a safe place.
It's a safe
Yeah,
place.
we don't do whys and pauses.
Yeah.
Cool.
No questions.
Right.
No, I like, bro. Like as you get older in life, I'm sure you can relate. I just want to control my time, and I want to control what I do. And when I do it. So if I want to take time off, not that we do, but if I want to, I want to be able to say yes to me. Not that I've got so many engagements that I have to get through this period before X, because your mum could get sick, your daughter could, so I need to be able to be free to move and do what I want. So if things are automated for me in terms of, okay, you're going into music and you're going to make songs, are you just going to make the one song? Are you dumb? No, one of them worked. If you put 10 more out, one of them might work. One of them might not.
Yeah.
None of them might work. But you don't know.
We all can't be Soldier Boy with what's it called? It Crank That.
There we go. So if you put some out, you mess around with it. But if you know something works, this is what I live by. If it works, you continue it. I don't go gym and just do chest, and I do it like once every month and then don't do it again. There's a routine. I didn't get strong by doing one session. I didn't get strong by not doing research, and I paid attention, and I do 3-4 days a week, and then I'll do my cardio. And as you learn, you implement stuff. So you shift parts of your life that are disciplined into other things. So I'm not late for bookings. I'm not late to the studio. I'm not late for anything that I deem important to myself. I'll make sure that I'm either on time or I'm early, as you can see.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
I'm
you
on
was
time, I'm early.
half an hour
Yeah, I'm early.
before your slot.
Yeah, I'm
So,
calm.
I swear
appreciate
it's a bit more.
Yeah, I'm calm.
Yeah.
I'll sit in the car.
I think it was about 34 minutes to be precise.
I'll sit in the car and I'll watch Netflix until you're ready. Like, I'm calm in it, but if it's something I'm not interested in, I'll be late. I'll be fashionably late. So I don't care. But anything to do with me,
Salute then. We must be doing a good thing then.
yeah. But I know you, like,
Thank
you're in
you
a family,
very
innit?
much.
Like,
Thank you very much, yeah.
So yeah, but it's a humble. Like, my thing is just set your bar and then work towards it. So I work backwards. So if I've got 3 songs to release, what do I want them to do? Well, I want each song to hit at least 10,000 streams on YouTube. So, okay, what do I need to do to get those songs to hit 10,000 streams? Well, I can't do 20 songs and hit 10,000 streams on 20 songs. So if I do 3 or 4 songs and I only need to hit 60,000 streams, then the following year I want to hit 80,000 streams or 100,000 streams. But if one of the songs take off and it hits that number, then I hit my target. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how I look at music. It's a clinical process. It's not a, like, I'm just not feeling it or I'm not creative. Creativity is, I can't speak for others because people say I'm not in a creative. I'm always in a creative mood. Always. I might sit here and just see something and go, oh, I like that. And I'll write it in my notes. And I might not go back to it for 6 months. But when I do go back to it, I'll remember why I wrote that. Then I'll just build a story around it. None of we really a bad man like that. We're just writing stories.
So how you get into these 60 streams and these 60,000 streams? Is there a concept? I'm not trying to steal your ideas or nothing, but
It's not ideas.
how we get into that?
The same thing.
Is it the viral stuff? Is it?
I mean, no. For me, no. It works. The viral stuff works. But for me, it's just going and playing your songs. As a DJ, if you make a song, play them.
You out every week?
Pretty much.
Double book for that night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What's
This is really
what's the
bad.
diaries looking like?
Okay, so I've got 2 bookings here on Friday, but I'm not here on Friday.
That's bad.
Wow.
So you got to cover. Have you told the promoter?
So,
This podcast will come out later. So.
how's your health? How's the family? Everybody good?
All right, you know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No comment.
Well, I've told promoters, well, I say this to myself anyway, international bookings will always trump local. Always. I'm always here.
Agreed.
I live here. So in my backyard, you might pay me, I don't know, 2 bills, 3 bills, 4 bills, whatever is comfortable. We set our rates, right? In foreign, I can fire for that word there, but I can determine my price because I'm more valued in that place. So am I supposed to run down the UK for years on end and not reach a point where I can say, okay, Miami wants me. Okay, Miami, what are you offering me? That's the questions that I have now. What is the offer? And I don't have a PA. Well, I have a PA now, but I don't have a manager. So nobody's negotiating for me. It's all me. Behind the screen, behind the keyboard, it's all me.
The thing is, the things that you do overseas will make your brand over here stronger.
Which is why I choose that path.
Yeah.
Which is why I opt for that path. This is why I went to the city in the first place. I'm from Northwest. I was struggling to get bookings in Northwest.
Yeah.
So I went to the city. When I went to the city, Northwest was like, yeah, it's one of us.
Yeah.
So then when I left Northwest and I went to the
They
city.
want to claim you back now, innit?
100%.
Because
I went
you're at
east.
agenda and all
Dude,
that.
I had to go east.
Yeah.
I live in Northwest. I had to
Yeah.
go to Stratford Rex.
As soon as they see that, they're like, yeah, he's one of us.
In my Guan, man.
Yeah, he's from Northwest.
Then I went city and I met Invasion Crew and I was like, wow, you man are from Northwest? I never even knew that.
Yeah.
Didn't even know you existed.
Okay.
So then I met them, I met you in the roadshow,
Yeah.
and then it was like, okay, right, so there's a circle here. Then I left from there, went in the soca scene, then everybody asked me, how you get in the soca scene?
Yeah.
I don't stay in one place. I don't like being comfortable.
Yeah.
But I don't like being told when to go, where to go. I'll look at something and I'll go, I'm interested in that. Then I'll start from scratch. I'll book my own flights.
Do you ever put on your own parties? Do you,
All the time.
do you do a birthday party every year?
Yes. Not every year, but most years, yes.
Okay. So you do your own parties then?
Yes.
Okay. Your brands?
Back It Up, Island Wine, Blackout, Bashment versus Soca, and there's a few others in between. Lights Out. I did Lights Out October the 28th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I didn't know that. I thought it was, and the way you speak is just I'm a DJ.
You don't rate me. That's
It's
why
my craft.
I knew
No, I
that.
fully rate you. That's
I
why
knew
you're
that.
here.
you knew what you know I
But,
was.
yeah, I knew.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
work, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm one of those dogged workers.
Yeah.
But it's as I said, it's schedule.
Yeah.
Because it's not. I'm not always available, so I needed a team of people. I need door staff. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like
Yeah,
I don't want to have to be at my rave.
yeah.
I don't want to have to play
100%.
2 hours at my rave.
100%.
Make it go on. Tell me how much it did.
100%.
You think Steve Jobs is in Apple in Wembley?
No, he's not.
No, he's not. I mean, rest his feet.
I was about to say he's
Yeah.
he's in his own grave now.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like, well, I don't
No,
know.
I get exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like,
know what you mean.
McDonald's owner is not in Brent Cross checking sales on a Friday night and going, we need to. Nah, it's Pizza Hut don't do that. So I think it's a mindset between young black entrepreneurs where we want to take control of things and hold things too closely. Live Nation is not there when they're doing these events all over the place. Ticket Mania is not there. So how do I build something for myself where, by all means, I want to be there, but if I've got a booking in Costa Rica and I've got a party on the same day, do I have staff that can run my booking? You understand? Like, I don't want to be the DJ that everyone's waiting for at my own party. Like, we'll pick 2 more 5 good DJs and let them go on and we pay a fee and things go on. I don't need to be. Do I need to be there? No, I don't need that to run the business. Because if that's the case, what do I pass on to my child? I can't pass Supa Nytro on to my child. I mean, she can take it on. She can take the name and stuff. But I'm a solo entity. I'm not a sound. You can pass a sound on. I need to pass a business to my child. I need to pass an entity of something. So she can run events. She can run branding. But I can't pass me. When I die, Supa Nytro dies unless I have a son, which I don't think I'm going to have one. So
Never say never.
I'm saying never. I don't want no more pick me.
Controversial moments. Has there been any
What?
controversial moments?
For me?
Yeah.
No, not really.
There must be something.
Not really.
Not at all.
No, I'm low key. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I drink. I make very few mistakes.
Okay.
And I tend to learn from my mistakes. The only controversy you'll get from me is Nitro's filthy.
Okay.
But I'm fine with that. I carry that for my entire career.
All right. So there must be some comments then that you remember that. An unsavory one then maybe like
I don't really read comments, bro.
someone upset like how can you be doing that? Or you got my daughter flung up in the air.
Not really, no. No.
Just make sure you catch your ear.
Well, that's why we gym.
With that muscle there.
That's why we gym. Obviously, it's going to be you know the younger generation, the new generation, parents, but no, I've not had any passer in that sense because of where we are. Like the music man plays, the scene man's in. It's not been. I don't run down gal. It's not my thing. I don't. It's not my thing. So I play most of the time. I play music and leave. If you man see me in a club, I'm by myself. I don't walk with 10 man deep.
Yeah.
You've never known me to have an army.
Yeah.
You've never known me to fight people. I've curated myself in a way that I like how I am. And for me, preparing and protecting that is everything for me.
No, that's good.
That's really
That's good.
like my privacy is important to me, so I don't really share stuff about my family. I don't share stuff about my kids unless it's old stuff. I don't share stuff about me personally. I keep it business, you know. So most people don't even know my name. Unless you pay my bills or I'm in your ear at night times.
Just about to ask you what your name is.
Nobody knows my name.
Just about to ask
You know my name. I'm not telling you on camera. Get out of here.
I'll have to go to my emails and
You know
just
my name.
search.
Yeah, you know my name.
696 form.
Yeah, you know my name.
So I got your address as well.
You have my address. Yeah. But
Old
that's what I'm
address.
saying.
Old address. Good. Yeah. Oh, old address. You're not there no more.
No, I'm not there now. Shift out in our life.
So, all right, before I get into what I was going to say,
Yeah.
let me address the elephant in the room. Because I know people are going to be watching this right now and think to themselves, what's with the comb in the beard?
It's not even an elephant. This is
It's the elephant in the room. I can guarantee you that people are going to be watching this and they're going to be like,
Why is
Why?
Why?
But it's getting on my nerves now. Why? Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
the comb in the beard came from laziness. I enjoy combing my beard. Like it brings me pleasure, like just joy. So
I mean, I'm glad you switched sides so you let them people know it's not stuck. Yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't.
I've got
You
different
tried.
colour
You tried to comb it and it got stuck. You know what I mean?
nah, she's called Combe.
Yeah.
She had her own Instagram
Combe.
page. Yeah, it's
Okay,
Yeah, it's
Combe.
She has her own life.
So you got various combs.
I have various combs in various colours. They go with the outfits. They go with the hatch. They go with the branding colours.
Okay, so your regular fan base will know that this is nothing new.
This is normal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not normal for you.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
for me.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like combing my beard. So here we are. And everybody up beard.
Every man,
See it there?
that's what he likes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Went to himself.
So where I was gonna go to, How did you position yourself to become an international DJ?
I went to the places that I want to be involved in. Spoke to the people that were doing the things that I wanted to be involved in.
Where first?
Where did I go first?
Because obviously there was a start somewhere,
I can't remember.
and the domino effect came afterwards.
Where did I go first? I think the first place I went was Greece.
Okay.
I think either Greece or Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And I was interested in RJS Weekender, which is Richie F and them, man.
Yeah.
But I wasn't yet ready for that
Mm-hmm.
personally. And I don't think I made the cut for that. So
Yeah.
when I saw that,
Why
was,
you say that? Sorry.
I didn't have time off work. I couldn't move when I wanted to move.
Okay.
There was some things I needed to fix personally.
Yeah.
So I needed to be self-employed and work on my own and have my own time before I could. But yeah, I wasn't ready for that. And then the whole Napa season had passed me. 09, 10.
Yeah.
That had passed me. I missed the whole boat of going to Magaluf and whatever. So it was like 2015, 16 when I'd gone full time. That's when I had the time. So that's when I started to look into. Before all of these weekenders came up and these trips, it was a few. It was a small proportion of them. So I wanted to find out. I think Live Link was doing something in Grenada. So I wanted to find out how to go there. Like, what do you do? I never really did go there, and I think it was Island Breakout in Kavos that we went to, and
Who's
Nate and the
Nate's,
lot, yeah. It's either them or Turkey Weekender. I can't remember which one it was. Honestly, I can't remember.
Must have been before Turkey Weekend.
Yeah, I think it was before.
Yeah.
It was 2017. So I think it was Greece. And then after Greece, it was I Like This. So now I need to figure out how to do this more often. So I would look around to see what was taking place, who was doing what. And then I'd reach out to them and see. I already had a name, so I didn't really need to introduce myself to some of these people. It was just a matter if I fit what they were doing or not. And then if the money was making money sense. If it's not making money sense, most of the time it'll be like, okay, I'll bring myself out there, just want to be involved in what you're doing, and then we'll talk about what we do next year. So some things I went on my own, some things I paid to go, because you can't get into something if you don't play the lottery, you can't win.
Yeah.
So if you want to be an international DJ, you have to go somewhere.
It's good mentality.
Yeah, you can't sit here and be like, oh yeah, everyone's going away. And the one thing I didn't want to do is I didn't want to do international trips for British promoters. That I didn't want to be stuck in that packages, sell 10 packages for flight and hotel.
Yep.
I didn't want to do that. So
Right.
you have to go and get international promoters to book you.
Yeah.
So that's why I went to France, and I would go to Paris, and I would go to Montpellier, and then I found out about their carnival. Then I went there, met their DJs. And you see, the funny thing about traveling is that when you go someplace, you realize there's not a lot of people there. The UK is very underrepresented globally. Very. When you go to Miami, there's no DJs from the UK. In New York, there's no DJs from the UK.
Yep.
When you're in the Caribbean, there's a couple of us.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of us in Germany, Berlin. There's not a lot of us in Sweden, Stockholm.
We're chasing the wrong things in.
We're massive globally.
Yep.
A lot of people watch my work and listen to my SoundCloud and watch my videos internationally. But when you go to these places,
Then
there's not us.
nothing there.
We're not
No
there.
representation.
And then this massive scrap for us locally to be top man here. Why are you scrapping here? Like, wait, I'm playing to 4,000 people in Poitiers in France. I'm living in a rooftop, But it's different. They have much more space, larger venues.
Yeah.
So, like, you get to a point where you go, brother, step up in it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be something different. I wanted to go someplace else, and that's what I did most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
open the door in that sense.
No, that's a good. That's a
And
good
so
mentality.
then you've hooked up with one of my guys, my brother, Kevin Crown. How did you guys hook up?
Crown. How did I meet Crown?
Because I can tell you what the conversation we had was.
Yeah.
I saw it on your Instagram, or was it in his? I think one of your two Instagram.
Yeah.
And I must have said something, like put a comment down, and then using my DMs, he's like, "Oh, you rate him, yeah?" I said, "Yep, very, very highly."
Crown is
He
phenomenal.
goes like, "Raw, what? And you don't rate me?" I was like, "No, we go. You said to me, oh, he's like me on speed." And I was like, "Yep,
Yep.
I've worked with him
Yep,
because
yep.
Crown is that guy. Like he's the first guy that I've ever seen who's more or less Simon Says.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? Like who I've worked with,
Yeah.
and I've seen it live. And it's like, what? So you don't rate me? I was like, bruv, come on, man. You know I rate you highly. I was like, oh, I just wanted to ask that. That's all. Blah blah blah.
Nah.
But yeah.
Crown. How did I meat Crown? I can't remember how I met Crown.
And he only came here for the first time this year.
Yeah. He was at Scala.
After how many years
Of touring
that
around.
I've asked, said to people, bring Crown over. But go on anyway. That's the next one.
I can't remember how I met Crown. I can't lie to you.
Yeah.
I think we. Oh no, my song. He wanted a dub for Tip on Cock. He wanted a dub, so he reached out to me and
Yeah.
we spoke. And then well, I'm different. I will go look at your history and see
Yeah.
what you do. I'll check your Instagram. And I was like, wow, this guy's kind of popping. I never knew who Crown was before, so I spoke to him, and then we developed a DJ friendship.
Yeah.
So when I went to New York, Crown was my go-to guy.
Yeah.
So Crown was like, oh, you in my city? All right, cool. Got you. So everywhere I needed to go, it was Crown.
Yeah.
And then Crown introduced me to a few other DJs and so on. So my first time in New York was this year.
Yeah.
I'd never been to New York before.
Okay.
So now that I've gone to New York and I've seen how the system works, I now know I can comfortably go back. And, you know, I have people, I have places, I know the clubs, I know a few things. So yeah, but Crown opened a good few doors to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an amazing DJ.
Yeah, oh, flipping, he's crazy, man.
So if there was a few names you had to mention from the scene, special big ups, thank yous. Give me a couple names.
From
Your journey,
From
so
my
your
journey?
music journey.
Movie Star Johnny.
Right.
Movie Star Johnny bought me my first decks. Access 9s. CDJs.
Okay.
That was
Is
2000.
it Access 9s?
Yeah, Access 9s.
Okay, I've never heard of those.
Yeah, Newmark.
Okay, that's why.
Newmark
Yeah.
Access
Okay,
9s.
cool.
So it was Movie Star Johnny. He's always made himself available for advice, but I never really used it. And who else would I say? Stretch and Old. Tunji, Pick and
Yep.
Mix.
Yep.
Tunji was, he took a risk on me when I was coming into the city. Who else would there be? I mean, there's a lot, man. Fats Official, but Fats is more later on down in the career. Like I'd already been established. My ex-partner,
Okay.
mother of my child. Yeah,
Okay.
she rubbed my back enough times when I wasn't getting the bookings and told me stay on the path and don't give up. And
Yeah.
so definitely hats off to her. In the scene, I would say everyone, including yourselves. I shot at everyone. Y'all just didn't know I was shooting at you. Anywhere I went where I saw a name, I'd see GEnts everywhere, see Slick everywhere, Slick and Dagz. I'm like, okay, how are they here? Why are they here? What are they good at? Can I be as good as them? So I'll just watch you lot. So I don't drink. You lot always had a little cup in your hand, or that was my trick. My trick was just watching everyone and seeing who's good at what and what I need to improve on. You was a great MC. I liked your voice, so my voice changed. Because you have this husky, deep, and I listen to gigs, and people like Giggs' voice. So there's a certain level of command that comes with bass.
Yeah.
If my voice is high, you don't take me seriously. I sound like I'm joking.
True. They got squeaky.
True.
See? So, I didn't. Okay. There was
Which
certain
is why a lot of female DJs can't host very well.
it's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough
Tough for
market.
them, yeah.
Yeah, MCs. I didn't have a lot of MCs to lean on, unfortunately, that were in the field that I thought were good for me in the UK. Because everybody was kind of, I feel like Alize and them lot were like spitters. They were MCers. They weren't call and response. They weren't make a circle, do this, do that, jump over there, pick up a gal. There wasn't a lot of that. So that was the market that I propelled myself into, the call and response. But there wasn't a lot of that. So yeah, no real Splackavelli, little bit. Big Strike gave me music when nobody else gave me music. Kalai,
Big up Strike, man.
Yeah, Strike is one of the realists.
Yeah.
But I was Northwest based, so yeah, Strike is still going, still pulling youths through the game now.
Yeah.
So we love that.
His sound is Silver what? What was his sound again?
Strike Force.
Strike Force, that's
Strike
it.
Force,
Yeah,
no.
sorry.
In the city, more than likely would be Joe Complete. Joe and Jobo.
Okay.
Jobo put me on everything.
Jovo.
Yeah.
He put you on everything without even asking you.
Didn't tell me nothing. I would just see my name on the lineup.
That's Jovo.
Yeah. Midnight set.
We got Jovo.
Yeah, Jobo put me on a lot.
Yeah.
And then I think from there, you came through. So you put me up in Bojangles, you put me in a couple of mustard things, you put me in a few places. So
I took RS Lounge.
RS Lounge. But for me, where I would say you is more the conversations that man had with you. You gave man a certain level of respect that a lot of DJs didn't. It's like, yo, I see you doing your thing, keep it up. Like, bruv, your thing's taking off. Like, I see the work rate. We'd have that conversation. With him, conversations are a lot shorter. Yeah, they're a lot shorter. But it's like, you're doing your thing, carry on. He's always busy.
Yeah.
And then I would find a clip of him in a movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that your head? Is that you thumbing? Is that you thumbing? It's like, yeah.
I got a twin, bro. A lot of people don't know that. I got a twin.
Yeah, so outside of that now.
No, respect's always there, man. Respect's always there. But we're going to have to wrap it up shortly. what do we expect from you now? Next 2 years, 1 year. What are we expecting now? What we getting? What we
A
receiving?
little bit more than each
Supa
year.
Nytro.
A little bit more each year.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more.
Yeah. It sounds like you're really calculating.
Like you don't want to tell us the plan, no?
There is no plan. The plan is always the same.
There's always a plan.
The plan is
This
to work
This is
hard.
what we've got from this conversation.
The plan
There's
is to
always
work
a
hard,
plan.
work hard,
Okay.
and do a little bit more. So if I did 3 raves
You've
this
got
year,
planned your next three
Releases.
songs to release next year.
yeah, but that's because I'm 30. So that's just a given.
Yeah. So like,
Okay, so next
alright,
year-
So tell us something that you ain't made public yet. Let's say that.
What haven't I made public?
Got triplets on the way, and I'm joking. I ain't gonna wash my mouth on you.
God forbid. I've got. I'm in a movie next. I think it's released in 2025.
Wicked.
So I'm doing some acting, but I did acting in college, so
You're on the NDA.
kinda
Cool.
can't really too
Alright.
discuss too much. But yeah, I've got a minor role in a movie
Cool.
that's dropping 2025.
Very big.
I've got so I'm working with again another NDA, but working with a very notable producer who heard my song on TikTok actually, and wants me to do sort of like backing vocals. So if I cough and I say my favorite boot is, what kind of boots are they? What brand boots do we have?
What are you talking about?
Dr. Martens.
Oh, okay.
a
Okay.
tree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So reached out to me on Instagram and he wanted me to do some works, and that's like somebody I looked up to as a youth.
That
One of the
is
biggest producers that I've.
yeah. on some different levels.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Go on.
I didn't
Yeah.
expect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's things, but these are not plans. These are just things that are happening as a result of just the same process. Just do a little bit more. I wrote Tick Bangkok on a plane on the way to Turkey, and I was sitting on the plane, and everybody thought I was mad. So I had my headphones on, and I was nodding away writing this song. Everybody else was drinking, having a good time. It's a Turkey weekender. So it's 2019, but from 2019, I had this idea, had this grandfather clock in my house, and it would just tick. And it would tick and tick and tick. And every song would tick. I'm like, what can we do with TikTok? What can we do different?
Yeah.
with People think I wrote that song for TikTok. I had no idea the world was going to close. I wrote the song for Gyal to TikTok. I didn't know TikTok was going to blow up in 2020.
Well,
it was just coincidence.
But the thing about it is, anybody from the dancehall scene know that TikTok is a dance from
Regular,
way back when.
From Alevine and Dancehall
Yeah.
Queen. So I wrote the song, but I wanted to do TikTok where it was a level up from each. You know what I mean? Because everybody can TikTok, but can you do this? And then can you go again? And so I wrote the song. I had the song sitting down for 7 months, and then I needed a beat, and I didn't have a beat. So I actually wrote the song to Tip on Your Toe.
Yeah.
Have you got the doublet?
Not the dub plate, no.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's never really difficult anyway.
No.
But
Where can we
that's it.
find you on your social medias?
At Supa Nytro, everything.
Everything.
Supernitro.co.uk.
But you know what? You're not going to have to spell that, right?
Yeah.
SUPANYTRO. That's Sugar, Uniform, Papa, Alpha, November, Yankee, Tango, Romeo, Oscar.
Oscar. That's
That's me. But you can find me on supernitro.co.uk. Everything's there.
super. Continue your good work.
We're
I'm
gonna
gonna
do
watch back.
Keep
this,
winning, bro.
I'm gonna watch back this podcast.
I feel
About
like
10
there's some
times for
gems
motivation.
here.
Yeah,
I
there's
feel
some
like
gems.
Yeah.
There was a couple still,
Yeah.
and I'm fully respecting it and rating it.
Humbled, man.
A new
And the
side-
work rate.
A new side of you that again sitting down on the chair on the couch.
I don't do this very often.
Yeah, it's mad.
I don't do interviews.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
calm.
not- yeah.
Nothing hype. We're just having a conversation.
No, I know, but you know how many people have asked me to do podcasts?
Okay.
And I don't do podcasts.
Privileged again.
Yeah, I don't do podcasts.
So you did it here.
Yep.
Nitro, big up,
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for your time, brother. Thank you for your time, yeah?
Love, bro. Always, man.
That's another statement. Podcast wrapped up. Yeah, man. Lovely. It's Nitro, big up. Longers, big up. GCP, my production team, big up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
Catch us again soon. Say no more.
Like, subscribe, share.
Simple. Boom.
Follow, download.